Welcome to my channel. I'm T. If you're new here, how y'all doing? What's poppin'? Come join the gang. Come join the gang, y'all. We lit over here. We're very much transparent, very authentic. Like, yeah, what you see is what you get. It's gonna be real raw and uncut. All my babies that been on my channel can vouch for me. I'm always the same. So straight into this video. Basically, I'm going to be talking about my birthing experience and what went down in my birthing experience and how it affected me moving forward and how it made me look at life. So, my birthing experience with the twins was like no other. I never experienced something like that in my life before. I never experienced a C-section. I never experienced a surgery, first of all. Let's start there. I always have been a healthy girl as far as I never went through anything traumatic with my body. No surgeries, no broken foots, no broken legs, no broken arms, nothing. Nothing that required me to be hospitalized over a period of time. After I brought my beautiful twins in the world, my incision, I really feel like I've been infected since I probably got the C-section done. But my incision burst open with a whole bunch of infection just pouring out of my stomach. Not only was I infected, I had over 8 abscesses in my stomach. So if you know what that is, you know that's no good, especially if it's an infection. So fast forward, I then had to go to urgent care that same day, which they told me everything that was going wrong, and I had to immediately be transferred to the hospital that I gave birth to the twins at and to all my children. I birthed all my children at the same exact hospital. So once that happened, when I got there, I then had to receive immediate attention on my womb because it just had so much infection in it. I had to get sliced with like a small little knife to get in there and squeeze all that stuff out. Mind you, everybody kept saying my whole stay at the hospital, "You are so strong. I don't know how you're doing it. You're away from your babies." You got to understand, I got all this going through my mind because I had to be away from the kid a week. All 4 of my kids. That was so hard for me. But nevertheless, I then, after she got all the infection that she seen in that incision out, I then had to start getting my womb dressed. It had to be an open womb. So how I left the hospital when I first had them, which it was closed up, it now had to be an open womb, which requires more work. Not only did I had to get dressing, and dressing is like the gauze that they would have to stuff in the incision to make sure that it's pulling anything out that doesn't need to be in there. Not only did I have to get that, I had to get a JP drainage. That is a drain that was put right here in my stomach that had to drain the abscess, the biggest abscess that I had in my stomach out. Okay. On top of that, I was on all types of antibiotics to cure the infection. Of me still having to pump for my twins every single day I was in the hospital because they are breastfed. I only substitute with formula as needed if I need it, but it's barely. They're mainly breastfed, period. So then my blood pressure kept going up. So they had to put me on this thing. I then found out that I probably did have preeclampsia or gained it because they said it's up to 4 weeks postpartum that you can gain it, I think. And it's probably a little bit even more after 4 weeks that you can still get it. But I didn't develop preeclampsia in the hospital, which I had to go on this strong antibiotics called Meg. The worst feeling ever when they put that stuff in your body. The worst. But nevertheless, so, going through that whole experience was a lot for me. It really opened my eyes to how good God really is, which I already knew he was good. But it just made me count my blessings a little bit more closely. Because it was a thing of me just thinking like, wow, I really went through all that trauma. Being away from my kids, having to get reopened, having a major infection, don't know how the infection came about, getting a C-section that I didn't even want. I wanted to have all my kids natural. And also just, staying strong for myself and not crashing out in that hospital, because it get lonely in there, baby. Like, I was sleeping by myself. My man couldn't be there because he had to take care of the kids at home. He was because he had all 4 kids. It was just so much going on. But by the grace of God, we got through it. And, like I said, it just opens your eyes to be grateful and count your blessings, because anything happen out the blue is just, it's just about how you carry yourself and how you deal with the situation. I had to train myself every day that I was in the hospital that I'm coming home, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Like, I had to keep speaking positivity over my life and praying to God while I was in there. Let me just make it home to my kids, because that could have been a deadly situation. But to all the mamas, because I'm not going to make this video real long, I just really wanted to share my experience with you guys and just bring awareness to the situation. To all my moms that's either currently pregnant or is thinking about having kids, follow your heart. Don't let no doctor convince you to do nothing that you don't want to do, not educated on doing. I say that because I didn't want a C-section, but I let them convince me to get one, when in reality I knew what my body was capable of. I had 3 kids natural. My daughter just was stubborn because she didn't want to come out yet. She needed a little bit more time. She needed my body to do what our bodies are naturally made to do. They're naturally made to have babies. Back in the day, those women did not have medication, which I know all birthing stories probably didn't go as fairy tale or perfect, but they made it work. And they naturally let their body do what it needed to do. So with that being said, just make sure that you stand firm on your decision and don't be forced into doing anything that you don't want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's your say-so over theirs. They cannot force you to do anything. They cannot make you consent to doing anything you don't want to do. Everything is for you and not against you. They cannot do that. So I'm saying that to say, make sure if you want to go the route C-section or not, make sure you're just educated on it. You ask a lot of questions about the care at home and blase this, blase that, so that way you're not in the blind of things. If something don't feel right, go get checked out. Like, it's just things that we have to naturally be self-conscious of. And I'm so glad that I didn't take that for granted and I didn't play around thinking that that might go away at home. And I'm glad I did go into the urgent care. But nevertheless, I wish any mama that sees this video the best. I wish you nothing but a happy pregnancy. Anybody who wants to have a kid this year maybe, or next year, whenever, I wish you nothing but the best when that blessing comes upon your life. I just want y'all to know that, all experience may not be what we expect, but it's what we need, and it might be a lesson within that experience. But I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all turn on y'all post bell notifications so you know when your girl is dropping a banger. And make sure y'all tell me if y'all want a part 2 of me going more in depth with everything, or should I just leave it here? I love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Bye.